Let's talk about the 2025 Ghana Grammy Snub, and this one is not even specifically to one artist. A lot of artists here in Ghana actually applied or submitted their songs for the Grammy this season, and all of them have been ignored. But I'm going to be talking about certain conversations that have come up around this particular thing and how fans have handled it, which is very expected, and how industry is also handling it, which to me is quite a worrying in a way. Now, one particular artist whose own became a big conversation, like the way Stonebwoy's own was in previous years, was Shatta Wale. Shatta Wale's Street Crown was they applied for the Grammys, or they submitted it for the Grammys. He received an email that they are moving it to the consideration phase, where he made a post that became a conversation we had in industry. And then lo and behold, the list came out and no Ghanaian artist made the list. And that includes what's his name? Shatta Wale, Black Sherif, Moliy, and all the other artists that submitted their work the year under review for the Grammy consideration. Now, as conversation came, I've seen the way fans are handling it, which is very normal, because in the previous years, in the past years, where other artists had made it known that they had submitted their works for Grammy consideration, we saw how the opponents from the fan base from different camps behaved towards those kind of things, which to me it was very toxic, and now still remain very toxic. However, I feel like the energy that the fan base gave the other person is the same energy that his fans or their fans are also giving to this person. So when it comes to the fans and their conversation, I'm really not going to dabble into it, because they have this tit for tat thing they've been doing with themselves, and for some reason the artists don't call them to order because it is good for them. They like it. I see recently that Shatta Wale has told some of his fans to put a halt to it, but previously when they were doing it to the other artists, he was quiet. But maybe now he has seen the need for the unity and or the need for the peace, and wants to call his fans to order. But clearly now that the other people have also gotten his fans and they are trolling, I don't see the other camp also calling for peace or calling the fans to order. So whichever way, at some point, that tit for tat attitude amongst the fans benefited, or they were okay with it, which is why they allowed it to go on for so long. So I'm not even going to bother myself with the fans. They have their own thing going, they should keep at it. If it benefits their artists, they will continue. If it doesn't benefit, they will stop. But I don't think they've reached a place where they will want to stop yet, so I don't want to jump into that. But let's bring this conversation to industry, irrespective of whether it was Shatta Wale's Street Crown that did not make it. It was what do you call Black Sherif's project, it was Amare's project, it was Molly's project. I think when it comes to industry, there is too much ignorance and toxic conversation going on from people that are considered as, or are perceived to be intelligent, but they actually have dumb conversations when it comes to this Grammy thing. First of all, Grammy is not made for us Ghanaians or even Africans. It is now that they have opened their tentacles because they see the excitement, and of course it's a new market they can also tap in, which is why they were even trying to bring the African version of Grammys. But the main Grammys, there's an opening for best African performance, and mind you, Africa is not just Ghana. Oh. There are other parts of Africa. Now, when you even check when that announcement was made, and you even check, you can see that even in the particular regions and localities, they have actually limited it to certain sounds that are peculiar to those regions. So for Ghana, we have high life in there, we have Ghanaian drill. Why do you think they didn't just say drill, which is a global thing, or that originated from the US, but they said Ghanaian drill? Because they recognize that there is a sound here that is peculiar to this region, but it falls under the African performance thing. So if an artist has submitted their work and it was not considered, it is very funny for me, or it sounds very childish and too biased and too ignorant for industry people who I think should know better, to want to throw the other artists or to throw an artist for wanting to be part of the Grammy and was snubbed. Because the truth of the matter is, Even the artists in the US who have won Grammys over and over again, anytime they drop a project that is good, they submit for Grammy consideration. So what is wrong for an artist to make a project, say, oh, this project that I've done, I am confident in it enough to submit it into the Grammy for consideration, because probably I have made my money off it, I have done some shows and all. Awards is good. So what is wrong if an artist is targeting the biggest award in the world, which is Grammys for music, wanting to get that as part of his or her portfolio? There is absolutely nothing wrong. As a matter of fact, the ones that have won it before, they keep applying and doing it, and the ones that have never won that, they are in the US South, they are earning for it. Now, for us, our chances are very slim, because as I said, once again, the Grammy is not meant for us. It's not, they didn't make it with us in mind. Which is why when you go into the Grammys, there are so many categories that caters to the various sounds of out there in the US, because they know it is meant for the sounds there. So they have the metallic, they have the this, they have the country, they have the this, they have the that, which is the way TGMA is when you come here. TGMA, because it's made for Ghana, has the various categories in there that caters for the diverse sounds here in Ghana. So the chances of Ghanaians getting our sounds into the Grammy is always going to be slim. Very slim. Simply because it's not made for us. They have just opened a portal where we get to compete with other African musicians who are equally doing well on the global scene, and might even have powerful music executives who can do the lobbying and the things that have to be done properly that we even have here. So clearly, we are going to be snubbed over and over again. But just as Rocky Dawuni made it through, there will be more that will make it through. So why do we position ourselves as a toxic voice, as a voice? I'm not even talking about the fancy. I'm talking about the industry. We are in the industry are supposed to know better. We position our voice. It's like we are so consumed with a bias and where we sit that we forget that a time will come that the favorites that we are fighting this for will also be in that position. Would you want other industry people to talk down on them like that? I don't think so. We have to do better. We simply have to do better in this industry. Now, if I'm going to move on, there's this big conversation that I've seen going around. It's been a while. I didn't want to tap into it because I just wanted to really see how it plays. Now, this taste of culture conversation that had come up, I've seen Kim Promise is performing. Yes. The conversation started with this whole brouhaha of date clash with another show on the same night in a similar, demography. So a lot of conversation. I think the other person has changed his date and all, but one conversation about this taste of culture that I want to focus on is the Omale announcement to be performing. Now, I've seen a lot of people talking about it. It is not new that event organizers here in Ghana during the December in GH festivities want to bring outsiders, because mind you, we are not just trying to attract Ghanaians out there into our place to come and have fun. We are actually attracting people who love the African music scene, the African creative scene, to come to Ghana to come and experience all. So we are positioning ourselves once again as we are the gateway to Africa. So you don't have to go to Nigeria. We can guarantee that you can get that experience here in Ghana even when you come. Same way, which is why when it's December time, you see all manner of people, including Nigerians, coming here to Ghana. Now, for those kind of events, they are usually private-owned events who are looking to tap into the larger diaspora markets in the world. So they don't mind bringing, some bring even Davido, some bring Burna Boy, some bring whoever, as long as they can give the visitors that are coming a holistic experience. And Ghana, we are fortunate to be the place where we've sold ourselves well enough to host all these people. Let me narrow this conversation down to taste of culture. Taste of culture, per what I know about it, and I could be very wrong, but per what I know about it, is a government-owned thing that the government is doing, Ghana government is doing. For me, I don't mind having Omale perform on taste of culture, but what I mind is monies that could be given to Ghanaian artists going outside of Ghana. That is it. That is all I mind. So if somebody maybe has the plug and he's trying to plug Omale to come and perform for free, I don't mind. But money that we can pay Ghanaian artists when that money we know will be spent in the same Ghana economy, going out, especially when it's coming from the government side. And over the years, our artists have proven that they have the ability to pull crowd back to back to back. Why are we carrying that money to give to an outsider, when that money, if given to a Ghanaian here, will be used to shoot the next video in 2026, used to drop the next song in 2026, used to help in promotion or probably event or something that benefits this same economy? I don't have a problem with Omale coming. I don't at all. I'm just saying that money should be able to go to the Ghanaian friend is saying musicians who have in the year under review also done good things to build themselves and have proven that they can pull crowd. Give them the money, empower them in that way, empower the local creators in that way, or musicians in that way, so that they can pull the crowd that clearly you are anticipating normally to pull. They can also equally pull it, and the money stays here, goes into our economy for things that will benefit the economy and the Ghanaian creative industry the next coming year or in the coming year. That is all I have to say about it. If it was a private man doing his private business, I really don't care. I Rasta is coming for tidal wave very soon. It is a private man doing that. They know what they intend to get from that kind of collaboration and all of that. What you say? But if it's Ghana and we are looking at taste of culture by Ghana government, money that they are going to be using to pay taxpayers' money that they are using, unless of course there's another money somewhere that is privately sponsored, but it is Ghana citizens' money that they are going to use to do this kind of event. It might as well go to Ghana citizens that are doing music. That is what I think. That is honestly what I think. And I think that our artists can pull the crowd that Omale can give us. So if he's not coming to do it for free, I don't see why we should spend all that money, give to him, when we can give to artists who can even pull much more crowd than Omale would. That is my take on it. So tidal wave is coming. I know some artists that are going to be performing on it. Raven, I think, is going to perform. Raven is a beautiful singer. He has a project out with Kelvin Boy, Kojo Black, called Fever 2. I think you like it. Check it out. And Kojo Q has dropped a project called Kani. I have not listened to the entire project, but Kojo Q came into my DM and he told me, he wants me to check the project out. And to me, in as much as I had it on my plan, like something I would listen to and actually take time and talk about it, I was also very impressed. Kojo Q is not a small artist. As a matter of fact, Charlie, these are the guys. So for him to come to my DM and say, I want you to check this out, that is why I keep saying that there are some artists there, their proactiveness, they know how to maintain relationships. They know how to be proactive about their project. Kojo Q is one, which is why I will take my time, listen to the project and dissect it at the right time. But you should go and stream the project, because the kind of reviews I'm seeing on the project and how it is taking people on an emotional journey, I think it will be worth listening. And for me, as somebody who will be sharing my thoughts on it, I think it will be a great experience for me. So you that you are watching, go and stream the project. Also comment in the comment section below. Let me know what you think about this whole TGM Grammy thing, the Omale thing, and then if you have streamed the Kojo Q album Kani, please let me know what you felt about it in the comment section. So this is T with the Talkative. Do subscribe to the channel, and if there's anything you have to do it now. Hasluja.